Bop, 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 bop. UFC 272, picks and predictions, Geeks Vision. Let's get it, baby. Main card. We got the locks, baby. Battle for the 305. Let's get into it. First card. First fight of the main card. Sergey Spivak versus Greg Hardy. Greg Hardy 7-4, Spivak 13-3. It's a heavyweight bout. Holy shit, I can't believe I'm saying this. I'm with Greg Hardy. I think that Spivak sucks camel dick on the feet for the first round. Actually, not the first round. All times, he sucks. He cannot stand with Greg Hardy for a single moment of this fight. A single moment. I'm watching Greg Hardy's Instagram. I'm seeing fucking flying shit. I'm seeing elbows coming up the middle. I don't know who the fuck he's training with, but I fucking like it. If he can keep his ass off the ground, he's going to have a night and a half. And that's what I'm going to roll with. I think that he was training for Olynyk, so this whole takedown defense thing isn't new. He's been doing it for a while. He's got an injury that's been, procrastinating things. Give me Greg Hardy underdog price. I can't believe I'm saying that. Let's go Dano off rip.
Let's go. I love this fight, and I love Greg Hardy in this spot. Just like Marina Rodriguez, I like Marina Rodriguez, but she had a cruddy odd next to her name. This one, I like Greg Hardy, and I love that he's a plus 170 dog. I think he's a stud. I think he's a freaking brick house. He wobbled to Ivasa, but he just got stuck charging in and got slept with the count, literally slept. So that's not good that we're picking him one fight after he gets slept. But I mean, former football player, he's an athlete. I don't think Spivak's an athlete. I think he's slow and sloppy. And I think, all it takes is a good 1-2 or short, quick combo from Hardy to put you out. And I really like this fight. I'm looking forward to it. I got Greg Hardy, and that's my lock. I remember I told you guys I had a lock for this one, and I'm going to use it on Greg Hardy. I'm that confident in him.
Let's go. Dano's lock of the week is the freaking wife beater, but we'll take it. Let's go underdog cash too. Goosey, let's go into this.
First, pretty bad human being to put a lock on, or maybe you should put a lock on him and throw away the key. But aside from that, off rip in this fight, I was on Sergey Spivak. I thought he was going to be able to get him to the ground. And if he is able to get him to the ground, Greg Hardy is going to have a tough night. But the more you dive into it, Greg Hardy, surprisingly good takedown defense for lack of experience. The only guy that was really able to take him down was Marcin Tybura, who's a massive human being. And it took him wearing on him for a full round before he was able to get him down. I think Hardy he's going to be looking better each time out. He's been in the gym. If he can stop the takedowns, he is going to prove to be quite a problem on the feet for Spivak. His background athletically is appealing to me. If he's good enough for Jerry Jones, he's good enough for me to pick him. So I'm going to pick Hardy. I think he gets the first round knockout in this one.
Fish, rip it.
Yes, sir. So Sergey Spivak, the only way I see him winning this fight, like you said, get him on the ground, maybe find a sub. But Greg Hardy, underdog money. He's coming for vengeance after getting knocked out by Ty. A little beef back and forth with him. Maybe trying to get a rematch, but he's going to have to go through Sergey, and I think he will. And plus 180, I think that fist is going to find the cranium, and his cranium is not going to hold up. So, Greg Hardy, let's go. Do not get subbed, bro.
All right, man. Fish calling cranium damage. Let's go. Sounds like a freaking bomb or something. All right, but I know what you mean. Here we go. Next fight. Absolute scrap. We got Kevin Holland moving down to what people think is his natural weight class at 170. He's 21-7. Alex Oliveira, 22-11. Alex Oliveira, not on the hottest run. as of late. I believe he's 2-8 or 2-6 in his last 8. Some rumors going around that his durability is just kind of crumpling for other reasons. Some, apparently he got blown up. The grenade. I was listening to the Guru. He was saying something about a grenade that blew him up, and his durability's kind of just been lacking since that. I see it in the results. I didn't really see it with my eyes as much, but Kevin Holland, I mean, he's going to be a specimen coming down. Not a guy that you want to break your losing streak with. He's got really the advantage everywhere in my mind. I mean, Oliveira needs to get this to the mat. I feel like that's got to be the game plan because Kevin Holland's just going to be so much quicker on the feet. So I'm going to ride with Kevin Holland to make a statement win in this. I like the line. I don't think it's too inflated. I think Holland's worth it. So let's roll into Fishman off rip on this one. Get some statistics from the kid.
Yes, sir. So big mouth. This guy, Kevin Holland, making the welterweight debut. So to me, that's a scary for a number of reasons. One, because he's quick already and he's accurate. And I mean, finding 70% of your shots, he's going to land them on Oliveira. Oliveira, tough L streak. And the thing is, Oliveira, I don't see him winning on either. I mean, fight's a fight, may win on the feet, but Kevin Holland, man's a sniper. And Oliveira, if he gets it to the ground, Kevin Holland, one, he's been working on it. Two, he has more subs than Oliveira and has been subbed less times than Oliveira. So we're going with Kevin Holland on this one.
Yeah, big facts. Let's go, Dan.
Yeah, no. So I like Cowboy Oliveira. I love that he's like some Brazilian guy that likes, being a cowboy. He always rocks the cowboy hat. I think that's sick. But, Kevin Holland's a big name in the UFC. He's got a lot of hype around him and he needs a win. He can't keep losing. And who are they going to give 2-6 in his last 8? Cowboy Oliveira. I think Oliveira's a little too old. Like you said, the whole grenade situation, I heard about that too. And it makes sense. Like, with age and that, his body's just, not what it was. I think Kevin Holland's a stud. And I see that you had round 2 sub, which I totally could see happening just for Kevin Holland wanting to prove his ground game. But I think he'll knock him out. I don't think Oliveira's chin's there. And he's coming to make a statement, Holland, for sure. So I'm going to ride Holland.
Yeah, my submission reference in this fight, like my bold call in this for that, is solely based on I was watching the Shop Cop fight, and I just saw like how he knocked him down. And Oliveira's a tough guy, man, from the ranch. So I just see Holland maybe stunning him, and then with all this grappling he's doing, just seeing an opening and doing something, that might be crazy on the odds book. So Goose, what do you got for this?
So Dano mentioned lock last fight. I will save that. I'm not going to use it on this simply because it is his first fight at welterweight. If Kevin had 1 or 2 under his belt with that weight cut in all day, I would be all over Kevin Holland. But especially recently, that move down in weight class has been surprisingly difficult on fighters, much more so than the move up. That being said, Kevin Holland is moving down because he was maybe not the smallest guy at middleweight, but one of the smallest guys. And so welterweight is looking like it'll be his most natural weight class. Just depends if his body it can handle this weight cut that most fighters are making for guys his size. Diving into the fight, I think Kevin Holland is pretty clearly better on the feet. The hands are electric with this guy. I mean, if it stays on the feet, it's going to be right in his wheelhouse. He's been, obviously, if you see him anywhere on social media, focusing on improving his grappling pretty much the past year. So I think he's going to be comfortable wherever this fight goes. And I see him getting Cowboy Oliveira out of there within 2 rounds.
Bold, but looks like we're all pretty much on the same page here. So that's 4 people, 4-0, 4 for 4. Kevin Holland on the debut at welterweight. We'll see how it pans out. Next fight, Edson Barboza versus Thug Nasty Bryce Mitchell. Bryce Mitchell 14-0. Barboza 22-10. This is a featherweight banger. Thug Nasty with the twister submission. Barboza with the highlight reel knockouts. I mean, what are we going to get in this? I think we're going to get exactly what the MMA world usually gives us when we have a striker versus a grappler. And it's just grappling. Like Bryce Mitchell, I know this is a fight where Barboza is like super athletic and agile and elusive, and he's probably one of the best strikers the division's seen consistently for a long time. I get all that, and this is going to be scary for Bryce Mitchell, and he might have to eat some shots. But I think Bryce Mitchell is just that caliber where he can eat a shot, he can time the right takedowns, he can hold guys down, he can find weird submissions, he can just find ways to win. And he's like glue when he's on you too. Like, I mean, this guy, he's like a world-class grappler, like no joke type shit. And his wrestling's no joke. And all he's doing in this time off is evolving his striking game. So I'm excited to see what he looks like on the feet. But I know that in the back of his head, he's not planning to strike, which is the best part about him. He's a very safe pick. I'm going to ride with Bryce Mitchell. Bryce Mitchell to just trick Barboza into a stand-up battle for slight moments and slide down into the right positions at the right time and just pan out this W. That's what I think is going to happen. I think timing is going to be key. I think Bryce Mitchell's got the timing. I think he's got the toughness. Give me Bryce Mitchell at minus 165. I know it's sketchy, but I don't think it's that sketchy. Let's go into fish off rip.
All right. Thug Nasty. 4-0 in the UFC is 2020. He's got a win over Charles Rosa, Andre Fili. And but on the other side, we have Edson Barboza. This dude has fought top caliber dudes for a while. I mean, Felder, Ferguson, Pettis, Dariush, Khabib, Kevin Lee, Hooker, Gaethje, Felder. I mean, Giga took the L to Giga, his most recent fight. And I don't know, dangerous guy for Bryce Mitchell. But the thing is, Bryce, he'll be able to take him down. I think he'll be able to get a sub off. But I don't know. I might ride with Edson Barboza on this underdog, but Bryce Mitchell, definitely a dangerous dude. Trains in private. No one knows what he's doing. He's that stealthy dude, you know, in the woods, doing his thing. So you don't know. I'm going to go with Edson on this one, but Bryce Mitchell, definitely look out for him.
Kid eats snakes. Goose, what do you got?
Going into this, I want to start off by saying Bryce Mitchell, the guy's just a winner, 14-0, undefeated in the UFC. I break down this fight. I think it's close. It's that 50-50 point where, if this guy does this, he wins. If Bryce Mitchell does this, he wins. And my heart wants to pick Thug Nasty, but my brain is telling me Edson Barboza. And it's not always, I go with my heart or my brain, but the guy up here is making a better case. Simply because you look at Bryce Mitchell, we haven't seen him fight since October of 2020. Where has he been since then? Somewhere in Arkansas. Who's he been fighting against? I don't know. I mean, you see videos of him. He trains at his house. Maybe TJ Brown. Barboza's knocking that dude out in one round if they fight. So, I don't like picking against Bryce Mitchell because obviously he has the grappling, but I think if you're going to be walking in the ring rust of or in the octagon of a pay-per-view with ring rust, you don't want to be standing across from Edson Barboza because that guy's going to hit you with some shots and he's going to start making you panic, and you need to have something that you can fall back on. And Bryce Mitchell does, but I don't think he's going to be able to do it without being on point when he walks in. So I see Edson Barbosa maybe not stuffing all the takedowns in the first, but I see him doing enough to stay on his feet, get some damage off, get those leg kicks going, and I see him making Bryce Mitchell pay for a sloppy takedown in the second round. Most likely a knee up the middle, and getting the finish. So,
all right, yeah, we're talking takedown of the Barn Boy. But what do you got, Dano?
Yeah, no, I'm so excited for this fight, but I'm nervous as hell for this fight because I'm a Thug Nasty fan. But I just like every time I think of this fight, I just see him getting knocked out. And I just think Barbosa is just like a different type of dude. And like we saw on Dariush, he had hit a flying knee. I think Bryce Mitchell's open for flying knees when he has takedowns against Edson Barbosa. I think there are times when maybe he'll get tired because, like we said, we haven't seen him in a while. He'll lower the hands and boom, spinning back kick. But on the flip side, if Mitchell can get him down, he's gritty. You know, he's good at chain wrestling. He'll like do continuous takedowns. You know, I can see a sub, and I have Thug Nasty by sub, but I think it's going to take a lot to get there. To where if Barbosa stuffs him or if he gets out of him and we're stuck on the feet, Mitchell's in a really bad spot. And to make a final decision, you know, the numbers helping it. Barbosa at plus 130, or or right around there. For official decision, man, I'm gonna do Barbosa by knockout. By knockout. And I see spinning wheel kick or flying knee, and I hate to say it.
Yeah, it hurts. It hurts to think about, but that's what we're here for.
Yeah.
Spit the facts. So those are the takes. So we're gonna move on to the co-main event. It's a super late replacement. Renato Moicano gets the call to replace, sadly, Fiziev. That was a fight we were all looking forward to. They continue the 5-round length. He's coming in against Dos Anjos, Rafael Dos Anjos, 30-13. Both Brazilians. Moicano, 16-4. It's a lightweight bout. Rafael's here to make his third run at a title. He swears he's legit. Moicano coming off an impressive performance, flashing hands that we didn't know he had. This is going to be an interesting scrap. Off rip, I think Dos Anjos, 16-month layoff. He's been grinding. All these fights keep getting canceled. He's preparing for Fiziev. He accepts a fight against Fiziev. He knows exactly what he's in for in that kind of fight. He's willing to grind. He's willing to get in the dirt. He's already proven that he can go 5 rounds. I think Dos Anjos gets gritty, gets a lot of top control in this fight, kind of neutralizes a lot of the threats. Hard to say neutralizing threats when you're facing Renato Moicano because the man is literally one of the most threatening things you can imagine. I mean, he throws up submissions from every spot on the ground and he can knock you out on the feet. So, I mean, yeah, there's going to be very, very scary flashes in this fight, no doubt. But I think the majority of this is Dos Anjos on top. So let's move to Dano off rip on this one. Let's see what we got.
Yeah, so I'm gonna ride with RDA. I think this is too short of a notice for Moicano. I think he could get it done, like you said, he's sneaky with the subs, but I just think like it's just too soon. I think RDA's like when I think of him, I think of just like he's just like a dark dude. He gets in a lot of wars with big names, and he's just like the fights he's been in. I think it's just like he's just like a different type of dude, and he's coming in against Moicano, who's trying to rise up the ranks. This is a good fight for him if he can win it. But we always talk about like if they're gonna go for the title or something, it's got to be now. And I think RDA's in that. If he would have beat Dariush, he had a good argument at the title. So I think like he needs this fight. He's gonna win this fight. He's been prepping for it for a while, and yeah, I got RDA, and I think by TKO.
All right, Goose, run it.
Taking the dog. I assume he's going to be a dog because I don't think they've come out with the line yet, but I'm going to go with Moicano in this one. Maybe it's just because I want to be different. I don't know. But I see Moicano being the most dangerous fighter in there. He has activity on his side. He has age on his side. And if you're going to prepare for somebody or prepare to fight RDA and have a fight tune up, that guy might be Alexander Hernandez to get you tuned up for RDA. Similar styles. Hernandez might bring a little more striking heavy game plan, but they are similar body type, boxing and wrestling background. So I think, Moicano is not coming in on a camp and he's on 5 days notice. He just had a camp for Alexander Hernandez and he probably was doing the same stuff he would have been doing in this one. The 5-round part doesn't make me feel good about my pick, but oh well, I'm a ride with Renato Moicano.
Fish, rip it.
So we have a guy trying to come in short notice, make a name, take a spot, and we love to see that. But he's facing RDA, a vet, and this dude's fought tougher dudes. The thing is, on the ground, it's about the same. RDA's got 10 subs. Renato Moicano's got 9, and it's they've only been subbed once each. And I'm gonna have to go with the vet on this one. I don't like going against RDA. He's had a full camp, 5-rounder, and yeah, I don't know where Moicano's gas tank is gonna be, but yeah, I don't like going against the vet in this situation. But yeah, let's go RDA on this one.
All right, we're going to move on to the main event. It's Jorge Masvidal versus Colby Covington, what you guys have all been waiting for. Let's get it, man. They got Colby as a huge favorite in this fight. He's like minus 350 at this point. Jorge's coming out plus 250-ish. Just disrespect at this point. You could be the biggest Colby fan. You could be the Colby's coach. You could be Colby's brother. You look at this line, it's inflated as hell. I mean, this fight, yeah, Colby should be the favorite. I'm not going to argue that at all. But to be a 3.5 to 1 favorite, that's just a disgrace. I mean, Jorge's still got pop. He's proven that. I mean, all he's doing is losing to Kamaru. Who doesn't do that? You know what I'm saying? So this is kind of a weird spot to be put in, but I'll just go ahead. I'm not going to give like a full prediction per se, like on what I think is going to happen in the fight, but I'll say like what lines I think are going to be the most valuable. So say it without saying it. I think if you're going to bet this fight on the Colby side, you need to look more towards a Colby decision. If you like the Jorge side, there is a very high chance that it is by a knockout. So don't go wasting your money on a decision pick the money line's great in itself, but if you want to juice it, the knockout line's good, and the knockout round 1 line is really good because these guys are going to come out hot. So that's all I'm going to say on this one. Let's go to Fishman off rip.
All right. So we got 2 dudes that do not like each other, and we love to see that. And the one thing, Colby, like you said, all right, so he's training at MMA Masters, and Jorge's still at ATT. Last 2 fights against Kamaru. The first fight held up. Kamaru did his classic thigh punch foot stomp and held him against the fence for 25 minutes. But in this fight, I mean, they've sparred. They know what they've got to offer, and I don't think, just like you said, the line -3. I got it here right now, 320 for Colby. A little steep there. I want to say that Masvidal is going to find the chin early in the earlier rounds, but hopefully he does, and because Colby's relentless, relentless pressure, and if he gets him on the ground, he could definitely do some damage ground and pound. But Jorge, you know, slick guy's been fighting for a while. I mean, he knows what Colby's got to offer, and I think Jorge is going to get it done. And being the underdog plus 250 is even sweeter. So let's go. Game bread.
Fishman's riding game bread. Goose, break it down.
Yeah, so like you guys said, I think this line's a little steep, but I'm saying it's steep for Jorge Masvidal. I would take Colby minus 1,000 in this fight. Okay. Just kidding. All jokes aside, I do think it's pretty close. I think maybe Colby might be a little bit too heavily favored, but I think he's gonna go out there and get the job done. You look at Masvidal, he's got that he strikes in spurts, and he is getting older now. We're on the tail end of Masvidal's career. We're not going to see that 21-year-old street fighter, that guy that was up on his prime. And like I mentioned, he strikes in spurts. He likes to take his time off in the octagon and then give it a full go and then get back and rest up. I don't think Colby's going to allow him to do that, so he might be able to take a few spurts early. But after that, Colby's going to be in your face. He's going to be in the pocket, and he's going to make Masvidal hit him with a clean shot if he wants to win this fight. Can he do that? Absolutely. But I think Colby's chin has been tested to the point that I feel pretty confident in him being able to take a few punches in the first round. And once that bell rings, it's Colby's fight from the second on, in my opinion. Maybe Masvidal comes out with some slick stuff in the second too, but I see Colby's pressure being too much, and I don't really see him getting the finish because, like you said, Masvidal is very slick on the ground, jiu-jitsu and ground and pound defense. So I'll take Colby by decision in this fight, but those last couple rounds are going to be not smooth for Masvidal at all.
Yeah, so again, I'm a huge Colby fan, got a shirt on, but I think the line's a little bit too steep. Masvidal is not bad enough to have Colby at minus 350, but just like the Barbosa Mitchell fight, I've been thinking about this fight, and every time I envision it, I see Colby on top, and for some reason I see like 1, 2, and then boom, snatches the neck on like the third ground and pound strike. I think his cardio, like Goose said, is just going to be there to where Masvidal will just tire out. And I see Colby really using wrestling more than he has in the Usman fight, even both Usman fights. I think Usman's ground game was just so good to where Colby just kind of canceled it out. I think Masvidal is going to have his big weakness is the ground, so we'll see a lot more ground game from Colby, and I just think he's so dominant on the ground. I see him walking Masvidal down, and then once he's back against the fence, boom, planting him butt on the canvas, and we're working. But what scares me is I feel like Colby sometimes throws like long hooks, whereas Masvidal is like right down the pipe, and his chin's good, but it's still Masvidal. You can't knock on Masvidal's power. So I think anything could happen. But yeah, for Masvidal on the feet, but I think Colby's just gonna not ragdoll him, but I think he's gonna have his way with him on the ground.
All right, that wraps it up. Thanks for tuning in. Geeks picks are in. Stay tuned to Instagram for the Geek Sheet, official Geek Sheet. We're gonna drop some videos on some locks and some parlays, so stay tuned. Let's go, baby. UFC 272, baby. Geeks are out, baby. Let's go.
Let's go to work. Hey.